Welcome to this AI training video. In this video, you will learn about data insights in automation analytics and intelligence, or AAI, and how you can use them to manage and optimize your automation landscape. We will also review a use case to learn about some of the actions you can take with data insights. Data insights in AI are organized, complex data extractions based on templates that provide detailed views of your workload automation landscape. They give you precise, real-time status checks, historical patterns, and granular controls to monitor your workflow health and anticipate performance issues. And unlike most automation observability tools, data insights in AI give you advanced analytics on your diverse automation schedulers, giving you actionable insights in a single pane to optimize your workload strategies. These insights are derived from AAI's data warehouse, which collects not only real-time data but also rich historical execution data to present predictive models. Now you're prepared to anticipate workload demands, forecast job runs, and increase reliability. So how do you get started? You find your data insights by clicking on the Data Insights tab on the left navigation pane. The Data Insights page shows you the list of all the data insights that you have access to. These include the ones that you created, as well as those that someone shared with you. The Favorites tab lists the data insights you can tag as favorite to refer to frequently. We will see how you can take this action later. Let's learn more about the Data Insights page. As you can see, each data insight has a certain type. These are the templates that data insights are built on. In the owner column, you can see who created the data insight, in case you need to contact the person for more information or for additional access rights to it. You can open a data insight from this list to view its details. If you have a long list of data insights, you can use the filter function to locate specific data insights. Here we have opened a data insight called Airflow Processing. We can see in the type column that it's a processing load data insight type. Like on all data insights, on this Airflow Processing data insight, you see both a chart that gives you a visual overview of the relevant data and a tabular view with details for each data point covered in this data insight. The default layout shows you both the chart and the table. You can also choose to see just the chart or the table by selecting the view options. Every data insight provides interactive features that allow you to iterate configurations, so you can explore the data from different perspectives. Using various filter options, you can define the data that you want to focus on, and you can change many of the filters interactively. You can change the time span that is covered either by choosing a relative date range or by specifying an absolute date range. You can zoom in or out on the chart to dive into details or pan out for an overview. The table data adjusts to the data covered in the zoom range. As you can see, the chart and the data on the table always remain in sync. So when you change your filters, both of them are adjusted to match the filter. Before zooming in, there were 350 rows. Now we see the 182 rows that correspond to the portion of the graphic that we are focusing on. In this way, the graphic works as a quick filter on top of the defined filters for the data insight. Let's now take a look at the table. The data table offers all the standard interactive features of all tables in AAI. You can sort by any column value by clicking its header. To define a secondary sort, hold the Shift key and click the column header. Still holding the Shift key, you can define a third level of sort and so on. Change widths and drag and drop the columns to rearrange them. In the Columns menu, you see all available columns and can choose to hide or show certain columns. Required columns are grayed out and cannot be hidden. In this way, you can change the focus of the dataset and organize the table in whatever way helps your exploration of the data in question. When you are done, you can save the data insight to come back to the same configuration later. That concludes the first part about using data insights in AAI. Let's review what we've learned so far. You find your data insights by clicking on the Data Insights tab on the left navigation pane. Each data insight has a certain type, defined by the template it is built on. You can locate specific data insight types using the filter function. Each data insight provides interactive chart and tabular views of data. You can change inputs to explore the data from different perspectives. The chart and the table are always in sync when you change your inputs. You can sort, organize, or rearrange the data columns to suit your analysis. Now let's learn about what actions you can take on your data insights. Every data insight, regardless of which type it is, has many features to integrate them into your basic daily tasks in very practical ways. These options are available through the Action menu for each data insight. You can open the Action menu from the data insight you are working on or from the Data Insights list. Depending on your rights to the data insight, you might not see all the options. For example, only the owners or designated editors can edit the data insight definition, share a data insight with colleagues, schedule it to run at specified times, or even have the access to delete it. All users who have view access to a data insight, however, can make changes and save them as a copy of the original data insight, thus becoming the owner of the new insight and having all actions available. And anyone can use one of several options to capture a snapshot of the data. These include downloading a CSV, printing a PDF, or emailing the data to a colleague or a stakeholder. Of course, you can tag it as a favorite to have it readily accessible in your Favorites tab. Finally, you can save the data insight as a dashboard widget to a tab on your dashboard. This allows you to have more than one data insight open next to each other for comparison or conveniently organized on tabs that you have at the ready. Let's see how that works. When you click on Save to Dashboard Action, you are prompted to specify where and how you want the widget of this data insight to land on your dashboard. First, specify which tab you want to save this to. You can select from the tabs that are already on your dashboard or create a new tab and name it. Select the size of the widget and save. You can also add related insights to your dashboard for an accessible snapshot of your key data insights by clicking on Add New Widget from the Dashboards page. Now that you've seen what data insights are and what actions you can take, let's see how an automation administrator uses data insights, but let's review what we've learned first. You can open the Action menu from the data insight you are working on or from the Data Insights list. The actions you can take depend on access rights to the data insight. Only owners or designated editors can edit, share, schedule, or delete a data insight. Viewers can save a copy of a shared data insight to become owners with complete access rights. All users can download a CSV of the data, print a PDF of the data insight, or email it to a colleague. Finally, we have learned that data insights are the source of dashboard widgets, which are miniature views of the data insight. That concludes the overview of data insights on AAI. We will learn about the different types of data insights in separate videos. For now, let's see how an automation administrator uses the different actions and features of data insights. Meet Alex, the automation administrator at Apex 10, a fictitious global financial institution. Alex is responsible for managing automation workloads for key business areas. Alex needs to constantly monitor the health and performance of her various schedulers to stay on track with business SLAs. Using data insights, Alex has both a clear overview of all the automation workloads and a granular understanding of their performance over time. The CTO just pinged Alex for a meeting to review the Swift reconciliation reports from the previous day. There seems to have been a delay in reporting, and Alex needs to investigate what jobs caused the delay. Alex knows to analyze how the Swift reconciliation jobs performed yesterday. She needs to review the job completion status. Alex sorts the data insights list by type to find a completion status data insights that she has used before. She can easily skim the rather short list. If it were a longer list, she could use the filter function to filter by type and show only the completion status data insights. Alex has defined this completion status data insight to show her the job executions on the AutoSys scheduler where the jobs related to Swift reconciliations run. She observes some of the jobs on the AutoSys scheduler have failed, but this insight presents data for the past week. She needs to know how these jobs performed in the last 24 hours. Alex supplies the 24-hour date range filter. If she needed to, she could have also picked a specific date from the calendar. She saves this insight for the 24-hour view. She clicks on the Report Settings tab and customizes her report view. Alex now quick filters the data by selecting the Failed Jobs tile. Alex now has a list of all the failed AutoSys jobs in the last 24 hours. She reconfigures the columns to show start and end times against the job names. This is the snapshot she needs to capture for her CTO. She wants to save this for her reference, so she clicks on the Action menu and downloads a PDF. She wants to email the report to her CTO, so she opens the Action menu, selects the email function, and enters the email's address with a short comment. Knowing well that her CTO will expect this report every day, Alex schedules it to run daily and be emailed to herself and to the CTO automatically. She picks the current start date. Since she needs this every day, she selects the Never Ends option. She picks the frequency and time and schedules the run. And to stay one step ahead, Alex decides to add this data insight to her dashboard, so she can easily check the status of completed runs when she starts her day. She picks the aspect ratio of the widget view and saves the data insight to her dashboard. Alex is now ready for her meeting. With that, we conclude the overview on data insights in AI. We have learned about data insights, how you can use them, and what actions you can take with them, and we've seen how they can be useful in your daily tasks. That brings us to the end of the video. Thank you.